welcome to another video and welcome to another vlog project. So I have decided that this week I am again going to do 1 week, one shelf. So this is a vlog project that I did a couple months ago now, could have been in August I think, and I loved it. So if you had missed that video, I will try and link it somewhere, but basically what this is you pick a random shelf and then you're randomly picking books off that one shelf with the kind of aim, I guess, to clear that shelf within the week. Obviously I am not going to clear a single shelf in a week because that's crazy talk, but I got this idea from Amy at A Star Reads. I think she got the idea, I want to say from Paige, A Pages with Paige. I'll link them both down below. I don't know if this was Paige's original idea or not, but it's a really, really fun one. So let's just get into it. I do have a couple of like rules, I guess. I have counted up my shelves. I'm not going to do a tour of the shelves again because quite honestly, I can't be bothered and they are all very, very messy. I have got 19 shelves that I'm going to be selecting between. My 19th shelf is in fact my Kindle, and within my Kindle there are sub-shelves. But if that comes up, we'll address it then. Some of my shelves are multiple shelves. So for example, this shelf here has got on at the back, Keeper of the Lost Cities. This is the Artemis Fowl series, and which way is my finger going? This one is Adventures on Trains. I count basically series as like one book, because if I pick up, if I land on book 8 in a series and I've got to read book 2, I'm going to be reading book 2. So I'm not gonna, anything post the next book that I need to read effectively doesn't count for me. So because there's only 3 series on the shelf, that shelf is with another shelf, I think the shelf below it, and so they'll be counted together if I get there. Again, I'll explain if that comes up. And the other one, this is more typical to my romance shelves. Similarly, if I land on a series, I'm going to read the next book that I need to read, not necessarily the book that I land on. But because my romance shelves are in rainbow order, not in series order, it's really difficult for me to count them without knowing like which one's which, because I'll miss some out and I'll just get myself in a muddle. So if I land on a series that it's not the book that I need to read, I will just be reading the next book, even though I won't be reading it from that shelf. That all sounded very confusing. I promise you it's not. It's actually much more simple than I am making it out to be. But let's get started. Let me find my random number generator. So, random number generator, shelves 1 to 19. I am excited and nervous. Generate 15. Okay, checks notes. That is going to be the same shelf that I did this on last time. Do I want to use that shelf again? Yes, you do, Jennifer. Stop it. Do I want to though? Yeah, I do. I will. Okay, sorry, just having like a little existential crisis there. Let's take you over. This is my YA shelf. So I will say as I get in here, the reason that I love this vlog idea is that it makes me read books that I wouldn't normally pick up or gravitate to, because it takes all of the choice out of it, which I actually really enjoy. So let me turn my camera around. This is the shelf that we are working with, hidden behind the plants here. These are double stacked. How am I going to do this? I'm going to just put this stack of books on the windowsill. I'll count them, but they're going to not be up there. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. pull up my random number generator again. 1 to 26, 20. I'm going to count backwards for that one. So you were 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Okay, I'm really excited by that. I'll be reading The Reappearance of Rachel Price. I'm going to get it out and then I'll come and talk. This is possibly one of the best books that could have come up. So this is The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. This is Holly Jackson's 2024 release. So this one follows our main character, Belle, whose mother, Rachel Price, disappeared however many years ago. I want to say like 16 years ago. 16 years ago, exactly. And a TV crew, I think, are coming to do a show about the disappearance of Rachel Price. However, they start filming. Who turns up? Rachel. And the TV crew will stay there and they continue filming as the family kind of come to terms with the fact that Rachel is back. What happened to Rachel? Where was she? Did she disappear on purpose? Was it a mistake? Who knows? So I am very excited. I believe I actually pre-ordered this one. I'm very, very excited to read it. I can't wait. It has got very, very beautiful sprayed edges. And yeah, I really enjoy Holly Jackson. I love the Good Girls Guide to Murder series. The 5 Survive I liked, but I didn't love. I think I gave 5 Survive. I want to say I gave it 5 stars when I read it. But then by the time I got to doing my end of year wrap up, I was like, do you know what? Actually, it's not a 5-star book anymore. Like it was 5 stars in the moment, but looking back, it's not. So I think 5 Survive is probably nearer like a 4-star, but still Holly Jackson, author that I really, really enjoy. So I am very excited to read this one. Even though this one came out a long time ago, well, like March, I think, I have managed to avoid spoilers and reviews on this one, which actually like I'm quite impressed with, to be totally honest, because I don't know how I've managed that. But yeah, I've not heard really anybody talk about this book, so I'm excited to read it and yeah, come up with my own thoughts. So this is going to be my first book of this vlog. Once I finish this book, I will do another random number generator between 1 and 25 now, and we'll pick. Hello, it's Friday evening. It's 5:30 at the moment. Sorry if you can hear Bracken scoffing. She is just scoffing. Okay, so update on The Reappearance of Rachel Price. I am at page 120. So I'm nearly a third through. Rachel has just reappeared. Obviously not a spoiler. It is literally the title. And Belle, our sort of main character, who's Rachel's daughter, she feels like there is something strange going on. She doesn't know if she can trust Rachel. She doesn't know if she's been telling the truth. There's a couple discrepancies in the story that she's telling. So, for example, she told Belle that when she was dropped off by this mysterious man that took her, he left the engine running and threw her out of the car. She told her dad, like half an hour later, that when she was dropped off by this mysterious man that took her, he turned the car off and threw her out of the car. And Belle is really like fixated on that discrepancy. I don't know what to think yet. I do think that it is Rachel. I don't think that it's a fake person. I don't know if I believe that she was sat in a basement for 16 years, can't describe, doesn't know the person who took her. He also never attacked her, and I am a little bit with Belle in that I don't know if I fully trust Rachel. And because this is 1 week on shelf, I'm going to run this vlog up until Thursday. So I am running it for like 8 days instead of 7, but that's just how it worked. And I want to try and get, ideally I want another 2 books in this vlog, because I think that as I'm on my YA shelf, I know what I've got on that shelf. There's maybe 2 books on that shelf that I don't think are going to be like super quick reads, but everything else should be, I think most of it, because I don't read a huge ton of YA anymore, most of the books on my YA shelf are YA thrillers, which again are very fast-paced, very easy to read. And I've got quite a few YA romances on there as well, which again, very fast-paced, easy to read. There's a couple YA fantasies on that shelf, and they're the ones that will be slightly slower. If they come up, then I probably won't get a 3rd book read in this vlog. But I think tonight, like I said, tonight's Friday, I think tonight I'm going to watch a film. I might watch a couple of films. I'm trying to decide between Inside Out 2 and A Christmas Movie, and I haven't decided which Christmas movie. But I want to crochet my Jane Eyre book sleeve because I want to check my pattern so then I can actually get it live, because I think that one will sell. I think that one will be popular, but I can't post it until I've checked my pattern. So because I want to do that, I'm not going to be reading tonight, but tomorrow I don't have any plans. So tomorrow I would like to finish The Reappearance of Rachel Price. I potentially might even set myself like a little mini challenge within a challenge and see if I can do like a 24-hour timer or something over the weekend. Could do 20, maybe, yeah, I reckon I could do 24 hours over Saturday and Sundays. A lot of reading. Is it too much reading? Is that achievable? Might not be realistic. But I could do like, say, a 12-hour timer over Saturday and Sunday. Read 6 hours a day, which is a huge amount of time. And that should get me, obviously, this one finished and probably finish the second one. I might do that. Yeah, new plan. I'm so sorry. I clearly am just not able to update you today. But yeah, that's my plan. I'm not reading anything else today. I will do a lot of reading this weekend. So I will see you tomorrow. Hello, it is 11 AM on Saturday, and I have a teensy tiny weeny problem, which is my plan last night was to do like a 24-hour reading challenge, which I do still really want to do. However, I've had a last minute book drop in for work, which I need to have read today, and it is 550 pages. So I really want to be reading The Reappearance of Rachel Price, because like I said, I'm enjoying that vlog. I want to pick another book from that shelf, you know, I want to work on that vlog. However, I also do need to be aware that, you know, I need to pay my bills. So I do need to do my job. So what I'm going to do is, my plan is to kind of do, I think I'm going to do almost like hour-long reading sprints. So do an hour reading the book for work, do everything I need to do on that, and then like a 5-minute break, hour reading Rachel Price, have a break, and kind of just switch between the two. The book for work I've got on my Kindle and I've got an audio. So I'm going to be listening to that one while I do other things as well. The problem is, and I'm sure I've said this before on here, when I'm working on a book, I kind of have to read it in a slightly different way, because while I'm reading it, I'm also thinking of discussion questions we can do, social ideas that we could put around it. So, you know, for example, the book that I can tell you, it's By Any Other Name by J.D. Picoult. And it's about, like, there's a lot of female rage in it. So, you know, already in my head, I'm thinking, okay, so I need to have like a creative challenge about using the song Labour, or books with, you know, other books with female rage. I'm kind of reading it, trying to pull out questions which we can, you know, use as like discussion points and things as well. So I need to be a little bit more active while reading it compared to, you know, when I'd normally read like a book for pleasure. So like with Rachel Price, I can just read the book and absorb it. I don't need to be like thinking of other stuff as well. That all sounds very confusing, but yeah, I think it should work. It should work. I just might not get as many books read in this vlog as I wanted. I think. Hello, it's now 12:30. I'm at about 200 page mark of Rachel Price. I don't really have much more to update on than I did yesterday, because I'm only like 50 pages more on. So there's things in this book that just kind of get my like crime thriller brain, mystery brain, I don't know, twinging? I don't know what word I'm trying to say here. Obviously we're being told this from pretty much from Belle's perspective, and Belle doesn't trust Rachel. And there's quite a bit where I'm like, don't trust Rachel. There's something funny going on here. She's sus. But also, we're being led to believe that she is sus and that we don't trust her. And there is also just like little murmurings with Belle. So like at the beginning, something like Belle put the bins out and forgot to put the strap back over the bins, and you know, and like, or Belle was putting plates away in the dishwasher and broke one, but kind of forgot that she'd done that. So there's something there with Belle where I'm like, what's going on? There is something going on there. Is there something with Belle? Like, is there a reason why Belle is suspecting Rachel? You know, is that a Belle issue? But also, there are things with Rachel's story that just doesn't seem to add up. And, you know, is she completely trustworthy? I'm very, very intrigued so far. I'm going to continue reading. I've got about half an hour left on my hour timer for Rachel Price. So I'm going to update you again when I get to the page 300 mark. Will that be in this 30 minutes? Probably not going to read 100 pages in 30 minutes, but I will update you when I can. I'm at the 300 page mark, and now we have a problem. I have 15 minutes left on my timer, and I have 120 pages to finish the book, and I don't think I can stop reading. Trouble, we've just had a reveal. Now, I do not think, because this has happened at the 300 page mark, and like I said, 120 pages left, I don't think it's the final reveal. But Rachel has basically just said who it is that took her. And Bracken, will you get off me? I don't think that's going to be the final answer, because what's going to happen in the other 120 pages, if that's, you know, if that's the end of it. But I need to know. I need to know. I'm going to continue reading, and I'm going to talk to you when I finish the book, and I'm going to ignore my timer and not go back to by any other name, because I need to know. I'll read my other book later. Okay, I have finished Reappearance of Rachel Price. I've really enjoyed it. Really, really good. Okay, so from my last update at page 300, many things have changed. I was right that the reveal wouldn't be the final reveal. There were so many final reveals, but I didn't actually see any of them coming. There were a couple that I semi-guessed, but didn't fully twig what was happening. So good though. Twisty, just could not stop reading. Literally that last 150, 200 pages, could not put the book down. Yeah, full of twists, full of really interesting kind of characters and character development as well. Loved the, like, I think the plot was really good because, again, thinking back, there were little teasers and clues throughout, which, again, thinking of what I've been saying in this vlog, I was picking up on those clues but not seeing them for what they were. I'm not a smart person. It was fantastic. Really, really good. Had a great time. Okay, I'm now upstairs by my shelf. So, random number generator between 1 and 25. We did have 26, taken off Rachel Price. Let's generate 16. Okay. Let me flip you around and do a count. I'm fairly certain along the back was 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can't see this at all, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, Axio, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. Exactly what I was saying that I wanted to read. That was my little special happy dance. Let me just turn around so you can actually see my face. Really excited. I love Lynn Painter. I haven't actually read any of her YA stuff, but I love her romance books, so I'm very, very excited to read this one. This one is a sort of Valentine's Day, Groundhog Day, where Emily ends up reliving the same Valentine's Day over and over. I am excited. This one is also quite small. 288 pages, slightly less than that because that was a playlist at the back. So, yay! This is, yeah, probably the best one that could have come up for me right now. So, very, very excited. I'm going to go and get... Hello, good morning. It is Sunday. It's 9 a.m. I'm going to be climbed on by Bracken. I have her next to me here. Currently being fairly well behaved, but that won't last very long, will it? So anyway, I wanted to give you an update on, no, put your feet down, on The Do-Over. So last night I got to the 100-page mark in this one. I am enjoying it. It is very YA, but do you know what, actually I think it's kind of strange because it's written as a very YA book. Like it is written clearly aimed at like 14, 15-year-olds, which is absolutely fine. But yet our main character is reading Christina Lauren, who is an adult romance author. She swears in this, which again, I have no problem with, but I know that some parents, sorry if there's a flashing light, I know some parents don't like their younger children reading swear words. So it is a strange, like it feels, how can I put this? I think our main character is 16, 17 because she's driving. I don't understand American like school levels. I don't know how old she is, or I think she said that I think she's in the year above junior, but again, I have no idea what that means because in my mind, junior would be like your first year of school, right? I don't know. I have no idea why they can't use numbers. It would make life way easier. Anyway, that side quest rant aside. So Emily has been through 4 or 5 different iterations of this Valentine's Day so far, and she keeps on bumping into Nick, literally bumping into Nick. He is the driver of the truck that she crashes into. So I am enjoying this. It's not my favourite. It's not the best Lynn Painter, but then again, I've really loved, I can see Lynn Painter's voice in here as well as in her adult works. It's just, I'm finding it a bit too, what am I trying to say? I think the part that I'm sort of not quite connecting with is the fact that our main character is like 16, 17 and really acts like a 16, 17-year-old. Even when there's sort of suggestions that she's mature, in my mind, she doesn't act mature. So there's things like she's the oldest daughter. Her parents are divorced. Both of her parents have new families. And, you know, she says a few times that her parents both love her, but they never worry about her. She's always been the good girl. They've never had to be worried about what she will do. You know, which again kind of gives you the suggestion that she is mature. She's got a scholarship to this school. She's, you know, top of her class, all of this. But then there's things like she hides in the bushes because her boyfriend cheats on her. Like we see him kiss another girl, and so she hides in the bushes to see if he's going to do it this time. Or she jumps into his car and is like, oh, well, all four of us can fit in this two-seater, so you can't kiss her. And, you know, just these kind of like quite immature reactions, which again do make sense in the context of it's a 16-year-old. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I am. Hello, it's 12:30 and I have just finished the do-over. I am going to go and do another pick, but I may not start that book today. It depends where I get with By Any Other Name. But thoughts on the do-over. This is really cute. I liked it. It was fun. I do still stand by what I was saying earlier in that it does have a little bit of a strange juxtaposition in the way that the characters are very young. Emily feels very young, very immature, but yet is perceived by everybody to be very, very mature. Also, the use, there's a lot of, it's not a lot, but they swear fairly often in this, which again feels a little bit strange in a YA. There also were a lot of inconsistencies, just really silly things. Like in one scene, Emily says, oh, my bedroom's in the basement, so I need to go downstairs to my bedroom. And then like 3 scenes later, she's going upstairs to her bedroom and comes back downstairs to the kitchen. And I'm like, well, no. Just really small little inconsistencies like that. Or in the, like earlier in the book, where in the time loop every day she crashes her car into this van, and at a later point in the time loop she sees her boyfriend kiss this other woman, and she says, I tried hiding in my car. Okay, but no, because you haven't had a single day where you haven't crashed your car. So how did you hide in your car when you don't have your car because it crashed and it burst into flames every day? So just little things like that. Which again, doesn't take me out of the story, doesn't impact my enjoyment of the story, but does just kind of make me go, just needs a second edit. Like it just needs a bit more of a fine-tooth line edit for me personally. But I am very picky when it comes to little inconsistencies like that. It irritates me. But like I said, I haven't yet rated it. Still haven't rated Rachel Price either. I feel like this one is going to end up about a 3-star. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. Will I read it again? Probably not. It's probably going to go on my shelf for a while and then potentially get on hold because it was a nice time at the time, but not a book that I want to revisit. But yeah, I would recommend this to like teenagers, to sort of, well, to young adults, I would say. So I would say kind of towards the more kind of slightly upper end of YA. So sort of your 15 to 18-year-olds, I think, would really enjoy this. Okay, changed it to 1 to 24. 22. I can count backwards to do that one. 22. 24, 23, 22, The Illustrated Mum. As you may be aware, in Wilson reading series where I read a number of Jacqueline Wilson books, I never got to The Illustrated Mum. It actually was on, it was on a couple TBRs, I think. I think it was on my YA TBR and potentially like an old favourites TBR, but I never quite got to it, so I am excited to pick this one here up as my third book in this 1 week on shelf. This one's only small, and because it's Jacqueline Wilson, the text is enormous, which is really, really good, because that means there is a fairly good chance that I'm going to be able to finish this one and pick a fourth book this week. So, book number 3, Illustrated Mum. I'm excited. Pages in. Really enjoyed the 50 pages that I read. I have read this book before when I was much younger. I probably read it when I was like 10 or 11. And yeah, I enjoyed what I read. I do feel like the representation of, I believe Marigold, the mum, has bipolar, and I think that representation is being done fairly well so far. Now, I'm not in voices, but I feel like because we are seeing it through the eyes of a 10-year-old, I feel like it's being done okay. It's my suspicion so far. That's what my thoughts are so far. I might take that back later, because I know Jacqueline Wilson has done this before, where things have just, you know, where again, written in the 90s or early 2000s, and suddenly then you read it later and you're like, yeah, so sorry. But yeah, I am having a really good time with 1 week, 1 shelf. It's a vlog project that I really enjoy. Like, and again, I know I've said this multiple times, but I really like how it kind of forces me to read books that I wouldn't necessarily normally pick up. All of these books so far. So Rachel Price, I really looked forward to. I had got it pre-ordered, and I think it's been on a TBR, but again, I haven't been like gravitated towards it. The Do-Over, I love Lynn Painter, but it's not a book that I would be, because it's a YA, it's not a book that I'd be like kind of leaning towards picking up. And again, with The Illustrated Mum, I read so many Jacqueline Wilsons earlier this, like over the summer, that it's one that I probably wouldn't have picked up probably until next year, if at all, if I'm totally honest. Not because I'm not enjoying it and not wanting to read it, but because I'd bought it for a specific project for the Jacqueline Wilson vlog series, and then because I didn't read it, and then it very easily would have been one that could have then just gone. Because that's what I do sometimes. So I'm really excited and really happy that I have read these books. And to be honest, my random number generator has treated me very, very nicely, because they are all books that I was excited by. I feel like in the last 1 week, 1 shelf project I did, which again was also YA, the books that I got were a bit meh, whereas this time they've all been books that I was really excited by. I am also going to just say now, I will say this again in next week's vlog, because I'm doing 1 week, 1 shelf again next week. I will be basically taking now this YA shelf out of my rotation. So if I land on this shelf again, I will just pick another shelf. Just because I don't want to revisit the same shelf again. The idea is that I visit multiple shelves and read a whole variety of books across the month, across the vlog series. So yeah, I don't want to kind of revisit this one, but I am excited with the progress that I've made, because I really don't read a lot of YA anymore either. So I probably, with the 3 YA books that I've read this month, that's probably more YA than I've read any other month this year, other than like the Jacqueline Wilson projects. So yeah, anyway, I've been yapping for a while now, so I'm gonna go to bed. but I'll update you, like I said, either at 100 pages or when I finish the illustration. Hello. Okay, so one book, one week, one shelf. Can't remember what it's called now. I'm now at about 160 pages into the Illustrated Mum. So I probably could finish this tonight, but I'm reading another book that I want to read more. We're at the point where Marigold, the mother, is really getting quite ill. She's just painted herself completely covered in emulsion paint so that she can get rid of all the tattoos and be a normal mum. And Star, the older sister, has moved out and has moved in with her dad. So it's just Dolphin trying to look after Marigold, and Dolphin's, I think, is like 10. So it's one where I'm like, well, I feel like it's quite sad. It is still doing, I still think it's doing mental illnesses, particularly bipolar, quite well. I think, again, I'm not in voices, but that's my impression. Yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. It's actually quite long chapters, to be honest, and I'm not, like I was saying, it's one I could just sit and finish, but I'm not super intrigued, so I will finish it soon. But that might, I don't think I'm going to have another book in this vlog, just because I don't think I'm going to, it's 9 o'clock now, I don't think I'm going to finish this one tonight. Like I said, I'm also reading The Score by Elle Kennedy, and if you have watched any videos before on my channel, you'll probably know that if I'm reading a romance, particularly in Elle Kennedy, that's gonna come first. So I'll finish the Illustrated Mum tomorrow, but then I won't be able to have time to do another pull before the vlog finishes. So Illustrated Mum's going to be my last one for this vlog. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's holding up to what I remember so far. Yeah, so far so good. I do feel like I don't have a huge amount to say about it though. Like, it's good, I'm enjoying it, but I just don't have a lot to say. So on that note, I'm gonna stop saying anything and I will talk to you when I finish the book. Hello, it's Wednesday evening in the dark. I don't know what I want for dinner. Anyway, let me talk to you while I consider what I'm having for dinner. So I have just finished reading The Illustrated Mum. Lighting was better in there, which I really liked. Oh, this is chaotic. I'm so sorry. So yes, I've just finished reading The Illustrated Mum. It did make me cry towards the end. It's one of those where, even though I'd kind of forgotten the detail of the book, I kind of knew what was going to be happening, and it did make me sad towards the end, and I just sort of really feel for little Dolphin and Star, but kind of feel as well like there was a implied happy ever after. I do think that Jacqueline Wilson portrayed bipolar fairly well. This book was written in 1999, so she was calling it manic depression, which was the term at the time. So I'm not being like, I'm not going to sort of, mark her down, as it were, because she's using the term that was contemporary to the time. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I'm really happy that I read it. This is now going to be the end of this vlog. I will be wrapping this one up now. And like I said earlier, I'm not going to count my YA shelf again in next week's one shelf vlog. So if I do happen to land on it, I will, if I do happen to randomly select it again, I'll just select a different shelf, just so that I can get a good variety and find some books on different shelves. But I think I've had a really, really good week on my YA shelves. So Rachel Price, reappearance of Rachel Price, I really enjoyed. I'm really glad I've got to it. I think I gave that one 4 stars. The Do-Over, again, I'm really glad I got to it. I gave it 3 stars. It hasn't been my favourite, but I had a good time. And now with the Illustrated Mum, I haven't actually rated it, but I feel like it will also be about a 3 star, maybe a 3.5. I enjoyed it, I had a good time. It's not my favourite Jacqueline Wilson ever, but I had a good time with it. So, if you like this video, please leave me a like, subscribe down below. Let me know in the comments what your favourite YA book that you've read at some point is. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I've read in this vlog as well. If you just want to leave me an emoji to let me know you were here, leave me a dolphin emoji for the Illustrated Mum, because our main character's name is Dolphin. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.